Welcome, 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 welcome for another episode of High Level, the podcast with your host, Beard Money Dad. That's me. That's me. Yeah, people. Again, all of my elevators, all of my new people to the platform, to the show. I want to welcome you for another episode of High Level, the podcast. And we've got an amazing episode set up here for you today. I personally believe that this is the foundation of the most important value point to the entire reason why I created and started High Level the podcast. Okay. So again, everybody sit back, welcome back. All of my elevators, all of my new people coming to the platform. Let's get it. So today we're talking about something that sets the foundation really for everything else high level, I believe, right? Um, and that foundation is your mindset. Make no mistake, people, a high level life starts with and ends with a high level mindset. The higher level your mindset, the higher level your life. It's usually the way that it goes. Your thoughts shape your reality, your habits, and your results. So today, pretty much we're diving into the key shifts you need to make, think, and operate at the highest levels of your life. All right. Um, the elite levels. I'm talking about the levels that are not often seen, but often discussed, often talked about. If you're ready to elevate, I've been ready to elevate. It's Beard Money Dad. Let's get into it. I want to first go right into the content for today's episode because I don't want to waste any time on this. Mindset is something that I'm going to be personally talking about for the next 2 years. All right. The first thing that we're going to cover is the exact power of the mindset, the positive mindset, the power of the high level mindset. So check it out. Everything that you have, that I have, that anybody has, accomplishes, or you don't have, starts inside of your mind. Do you believe, right? So your beliefs shape your actions shape your reality, and your reality becomes what your existence is, right? So if I'm thinking about it and I'm thinking about the high level, the most successful people on the planet or human beings that have ever lived uh, in any field, right? What separates them from the norm, from mediocrity, um, from below average, from average? What's the separation point there? We're all humans. We all have mind, body, soul. We all have the same amount of finite time, which is 24 hours in a day. You know, what separates us? It's how they think. It's how they think. If we both had the same equipment and we were both tasked to solve the same exact problem and we weren't shown how to do it, the only way that I technically would be able to beat the person, I don't want to say beat or compete, but the only way that I would be able to potentially solve the problem that they wouldn't be able to solve is if it's the way that I'm thinking about the problem or thinking through the problem. That thought process is how I see it, I perceive it in my mind. Same equipment, same tools, but how am I using the equipment? How am I using the tools? How am I using my time? Okay. So it's what they think. What separates high level people from lower level people, mediocrity, average people? It's how they think in their mind. A high level mindset isn't about being perfect. It's never about perfection. In fact, it's about the understanding and the awareness that we're not perfect, and that we're always going to be looking to grow and become deeper, more effective, more efficient versions of our own selves. So perfection is never the goal when it comes to living a high level. Never the goal. So if you're a perfectionist and you're looking to live at a high level, it's actually counterproductive, because in order to be at a high level, you have to expect that you're not perfect, understand what are the areas of growth that you need to be focusing in on in order to affect those areas and get them to the highest level that you can. I, does that make sense? Because I want to make sure, because there's a lot of people, that I've interacted with and having conversations and dialogue, and a lot of high achievers are so-called perfectionists, and they it's not a lot of time spent on looking at and looking within at the things that that you need to potentially change or reevaluate to get better at. So my thought on that: if a high level mindset isn't about perfection, then what is it about? A high level mindset is actually about the following. In my opinion, it's about being aware and seeing opportunities that arise. More importantly, being able to see opportunities that arise out of obstacles, right? What I feel is that the highest, most effective people, the highest level people that I've ever come across, have almost never run into an obstacle that they couldn't turn into an opportunity. High level people are able to turn, matter of factly, obstacles into opportunity. Are you? What was the last obstacle that you can remember facing, whether it's physically, emotionally, educationally, familially, relationally, that you felt as though you did not have a solution for? You actually wallowed in pity at yourself for even having to go through it, which completely shuts down all awareness of what you need to look for to be high level and turn that into an opportunity. An opportunity for what, Beard Money? Great question. An opportunity for you to be able to grow. Through growth, on the other side of growth, there is a higher level that you attain in order to be able to condition yourself to live your life after the growth. It's almost guaranteed. Almost guaranteed. In fact, the next point of the opposite of what a high level mindset would be and do in this in what it is about is embracing growth. How about that? So we've got being able to turn opportunities from obstacles or out of obstacles, right? First thing. Second thing is embracing growth, because through growth, through change, there's only a level higher that you can go. There's only a level higher that you can go, or you're going to fail, right? So, and then last but not least is, of course, and I'm not going to say of course, but refusing to settle. Many people, they settle. Matter of factly, you are settling right now at some area, some form, fact of your life, you're settling it. That's the fact. It doesn't matter how high of a level that you're living in one area of your life. You could be the biggest movie star in the world. You could be the number one doctor in the world. You could be the fastest person in the world. That's one area of your life that you're at a high level at. What about the rest? You're the best at what you do in your profession. Are you the best at what you do in your family? Are you even the person that somebody who's supposed to love you unconditionally would want to call to get any type of support? Or when they think of you, do they automatically say, They're busy working or doing something else. Because in order to be at the high level that you're at, you had to give that time, right? You had to condition yourself in one way or another to be able to be available in order to get that good. Hmm. So are you settling for mid relationships? Probably. Are you settling for a mid job or career because you don't want to do the work to level up, retrain yourself, relearn something new, go back to school, connect, network, market yourself, pay someone to train you or teach you how to do it? You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. So you settle low level, no level. My elevators, if you're high level, if you want to be high level, if you want to walk inside the mindset that is the elevator mindset, then you will never settle in any area, any aspect of your life. In fact, there is no perfection when we're trying to look to live the high level life, high level mindset, the elevator mindset. There is no settle. There's only awareness and there's action to be able to level up where you are at that point, right? Right. So let's transition. Let's talk about something different. I want to talk about what the difference is between um, uh, two major types of mindsets, right? What is the difference? Two major types of mindsets: fixed mindset, growth mindset. So let's talk about it, right? Dr. Carol Dweck, doing some research, famous psychologist, she's the one that actually popularized the concept of the fixed versus the growth mindset. And you've probably heard about this in one way, shape, form, or another. A lot of gurus talk about this, self-help, self-improvement people. I'm not going to drop names right now, but you've heard of these people. You've seen them, especially if you're in and you're watching this content. You care about yourself, you care about your mindset, and you care about your overall condition in um, uh, uh, really, the level of life that you live, which is great that you care about that because, I mean, why wouldn't you? Why, if you're here, why would you not want to live the best way that you can possibly live? Right, right. Around people who want to do the same thing. I mean, the community is so important. If everybody looks good, feels good, wants to be good, then won't you want to do that too? I know I would. So, fixed mindset versus growth mindset. Fixed mindset, let's talk about it. So, a fixed mindset believes abilities, intelligence, and talents are fixed. They're finite. They're set in stone. If you have it, if you can do that, then you can do it. If there's something that you can't do, that you're not good at, you never will be able to ever learn how to do it. You're stuck there. That's it. That's a fixed mindset. Uh, Someone with a fixed mindset will say either eh, I'm not really good at that. I'm never going to be. So I don't even try. Okay, cool. You know, no problem. I don't know where that's going to get you in life, but yeah, I mean, great. Fixed mindset, no problem. That's a great mindset to have if you're the best in the world at everything ever. But most people have to learn because by nature, we're embryonic creatures. The word embryonic means that we're designed to be able to learn and to grow and to change and to what? Level up, which is another reason why I love the concept of this podcast and the community that we're building as elevators. We're designed as human beings to be able to learn, grow, create, and level up. Embryonic. Look that up. That might be the word of the day. High level word of the day, embryonic. Let's go. Fixed mindset. I don't know if that's a high level mindset that we want to adapt, people. Let's take a look at the growth mindset and what Dr. Carol Dweck is saying about what a growth mindset is, right? A growth mindset believes abilities can be developed. Effort via learning. Someone with a growth mindset might say something like, I'm not really that good at that right now, but give me 6 months. I'm going to get really, really, really good at it by making sure that I'm holding myself accountable. I'm learning every day. I'm putting into practice, and I'm going to people who are better than me to show me how to stop the learning curve and be able to get as good as I can in the shortest amount of time to be able to help me reach the goals that I have in life. That's a growth mindset. That's a mindset that I would actually adopt immediately. In fact, I already have. High level the podcast. If you're not adapting a growth mindset, you are losing time, you're losing influence, and you're losing out on one of the greatest experiences that you'll ever go through in life. And that is a perspective that you can accomplish and you can do anything as long as you put your mind into it, your body, your heart into it, and definitely be accountable with some discipline. You'll get there. You'll get there. Okay. So, in closing on growth mindset versus a fixed mindset, I want to just say this, right? High level the podcast, we're all high level thinkers here, and we all aspire to be the highest level thinkers that we can be. So, if you are a high level thinker, you will always operate from a growth mindset. There is no question, there is nothing else. You will always operate from a growth mindset. And your belief system behind that would be that continuous improvement is going to be your sauce, the key, the key to getting anything and everything that you want in this life. Continuous improvement. High level thinkers, they don't run from challenges ever. Always embracing them, always turning opportunities out of obstacles, never being overwhelmed. Me personally, I like to be very even keeled. So if there's a storm in front of me, I'm usually not blinking too much. And if I am, it's probably to pray about what I'm about to do next. Let's talk about some shifting. All right. Let's shift and let's talk about some shifting. Okay. I want to talk about 5 key shifts to a high level mindset. I'm not going to stay on this topic too long, but I do have 5 key shifts, 5 to a high level mindset. So if you're at a low level mindset or if you're at a no level mindset, I've got 5 key shifts for you to be able to start to get that low level mindset and raise that up to a higher level. Okay. Now, if you want to get to the highest level, you're going to have to stay tuned. But these 5 key shifts are going to start to change and raise up your mindset. Number 1, let's get into it. First one is we're going to be wanting to go from excuses to ownership. Stop making excuses. Stop making excuses. Take ownership. Take accountability. Take it all. Even if it's not your, no, but you want to definitely stop making excuses for the things that you're doing, the things that you've gotten yourself into, and also the people that you keep around you that keep influencing you in order to get those things not accomplished. So, number 1, let's take the excuses away and let's take some more ownership. So, let's go from excuses and let's go to ownership. So, no excuses, more ownership. That's number 1. Most average people, they make excuses. If you're average, you're making excuses. You're making about 5 to 10 excuses every other day if you're an average person. It's a lot of excuses, right? High level thinkers, high level people, and this is high level the podcast, we take responsibility. We take ownership. What's the reason why we take responsibility and we take ownership? It's so that we can take action. How am I going to take action on something that I'm not taking ownership on? If I don't own it, how am I going to have an actionable behind it? How am I going to take action behind it? I want to take ownership for everything that I know is going to affect my present, my future, and I want to use the experiences from my past in order to navigate that, along with a few other things as well. But this is high level. You need to own your actions, your results, and your mistakes. So, number one, from excuses, you want to take those and make them your ownership. No excuses, only ownership. Number two, from fear to action. Less fear, more action, people. My elevators out there. Less fear, more action. Fear never goes away. In fact, it's always there. It's always there. We're scared people. The human race were designed with fear built into us. How we handle the fear is what separates a lot of people who are at a high level, a medium level, or no level, just kind of floating, coasting through, and then definitely the lower level. What are you doing with your fear? That's the question. What are you doing with your fear? How are you using it to fuel your focus? I love that. Beer Money Dad, how are you using your fear to fuel your focus? What are you afraid of? I'll tell you one thing. Most people who are high level, they're scared all the time because it's constant change. It's constant unknown. It's constant belief in myself because I've been here before, failed, and then still got back up, did it again twice, and then succeeded again. And then that worked. Let's see if this is going to work. I'm scared to death. Who cares? Feel fear and then do the shit anyway. Do it anyway. Number three, from comfort to growth. So let's stop being so damn comfortable. I mean, if you already living a low level life and you know it, you look around at your surroundings. Do you want to be in this room? Is your room crazy? Do you live in a crazy area? Is it Malibu outside where you live? You know? Do you have some more stages to get to where you feel like it's going to be peace for yourself? Oh, you got kids? Can they run around? Do they want to run around? Is that an option? Even look, we all love to create our own prisons of comfort, right? So, I mean, you could be as comfortable as you want to be in your mom's house, in the room that you had when you were 7 years old, not paying one bill, no responsibility. Seems great. Seems like, oh, I'm really, but you're comfortable. Comfort breeds low level. Comfort breeds no level. Comfort breeds coasting. So, and it feels good. I mean, everybody, like I said, I always say it. Everybody wants to be comfortable. Everybody want the PTO, baby. Everybody want the vacation time. Everybody want to go on break. They want the lunchtime built. Everybody wants it. You know who doesn't want it? High level people. They eat on the way to whatever they're doing that they're killing at. They eat on the way. Low level people can't wait to get to the hour lunch or the 30-minute lunch because they don't even like what they're doing. You don't even like where you're at. You settled for that job. Remember? You settled. That was a couple of points ago. You settled. That's why you can't wait to get to lunch. And that's why when you get there, you do nothing with the time. Seriously. Uh, if you want to elevate, You have to be willing to be uncomfortable. I'm pretty sure I said it in the first episode. It's a requirement. I'm going to keep saying it over and over again. It's a requirement. If you want to live this high level life, if you want to step into the elevator that is the high level mindset and go all the way to the damn top, it is going to be a requirement for you to be uncomfortable. Are you ready to do that? If you're not, you got to just log off of this platform right the hell now. I don't want to waste any time talking at you because honestly, the time is right now. There is no guarantee of tomorrow. You don't know if you have 5 years, 20 years, 50 years. I don't know how old you are, but I'm talking to you if you understand that time isn't forever. It's not limitless. But they print money every day, and there's a lot of it in circulation for you to be able to change your life with. You have the right tools, talent, focus, discipline, and action steps to be able to get there, right? High level can get you there, for sure. Number 4, from scarcity to abundance. Whoa, I love this. I talk about this so much. People around me are probably tired of me saying it. But the difference between having a scarcity mindset and a mindset that there's nothing but abundance. Me personally, I serve an abundant God. So I believe that my perspective on life should come from one of abundance and not from that of scarcity. So number 4 is going to be you need to look at things not in a scarcity mindset, but in an abundance mindset. Scarcity mindset usually would say something like this. For example, it's not enough for me. I'm not even going to show up to I'm not even going to show up to the pizza party because, well, Sally already invited 15 people and it's probably not going to be enough food for me to get there anyway. Little do you know, you don't know how much pizza is actually there. Sally actually went ahead and tripled up on the pizza because she got a rich daddy, but you didn't know that. But you got the invite, you didn't go. You thought it wasn't going to be enough for you, more than enough for you. You could have bought a friend and it was enough for your friend. Network with, had a great time, but you settled for always thinking that something was not what it was. Less networks. Shorten your circle of influence. That night you might have met a business partner or a friend or someone that could have took you to a $10 million idea, but you didn't show up because your mindset was that there wasn't enough there for you. What if you had an abundance mindset? What if you thought that even if there wasn't enough pizza there, you already were coming with resources and you were ready to buy more pizza for the party yourself? What type of influence would that have gotten you? Only to find out that you didn't need to spend anything because there was already enough food there for you and your friend if you wanted to bring them. You networked, you met the father, the uncle. Come to find out they own a scholarship, funding, business. You're in there like swimwear in the 5th year, baby. Networking, circle of influence, all because you had a abundance mindset and not a closed off scarcity one. Wake up, people. Your scarcity mindset is literally killing your destiny. And if you don't change it immediately, it's going to strangle you until financially, spiritually, emotionally, you don't have a lot left because your perspective is always that there's not a lot left. It's crazy how what we speak becomes our reality, right? Life and death in the tongue and all those who love it. Beer Money Dad, High Level Podcast here, episode 2, y'all. It's deep. Number five, from short-term thinking to long-term vision. Why do we think so much in the present? Why do we think only maybe a year ahead, if that? Why are we only thinking 2 weeks at a time? You see, the rat race, which is you working a 9-to-5 job and you getting a paycheck every week or every 2 weeks or monthly, is that they want to keep you And that lifestyle keeps you in a cycle of always looking short term, 2 weeks ahead of time, a week ahead of time, a month ahead of time. That's short term. That's low level thinking or no level thinking. I promise you and I guarantee you, from the people who I know that live the highest level lives, they don't think 1 week, 2 weeks, a year ahead. They think 2, 3, 5, 10, 20, 30, 100 years ahead of time. And every move that they make is constituted towards the next 15 moves. It almost reminds me of those who play chess, right? If you're playing chess, everyone knows that you're not really making a move for the present. Every move that you make in chess, you're really truly making a move for the future. So you've got to think, if you make a move, what's going to be the cascade of that move that's going to reverberate for the next 10 moves? High level people think beyond just today. They think beyond that short term period of time. The highest level people, like I said, they think decades into the future. And they plan as such and they move as such in the present. So let's recap. 5 key shifts to a high level mindset. Number 1, no excuses, more ownership, right? Number 2, no fear, or I'm sorry, less fear, more action. Number 3, growth over being comfortable. Growth over being comfortable. Number 4, scarcity mindset. Never, ever, ever greater than a growth mindset. Or I'm sorry, an abundance mindset. Kill your scarcity mindset and feed your growth mindset and watch how your life changes almost overnight. That one perspective change saved my life. Talk more about that in a later episode. Number 5, focus on long-term thinking instead of short-term thinking. Better yet, focus on the long-term vision over your short-term thoughts. I like that better. That's high level. Long-term vision over your short-term thoughts. That's number 5. All right. We got to keep it moving. How to start developing a high-level mindset right now. How do we start developing the high-level mindset right now, today? You guys, let me tell you something. All right. I want to give you 3 ways that you can start to develop a high-level mindset today. The first one is going to be audit your thoughts. Audit your thoughts. Pay attention to the daily thoughts that you're thinking and what's feeding those daily thoughts. What's feeding them? Once you audit them, when I say audit them, write it down. Write it down. Gotta write it down. Because if you don't write it down, it's not real. And you can't look back at it. You can't dissect it. You can't study or research yourself. You're not turning it into something to be able to study and research. Write it down. Take notes of the thoughts. What's feeding the thoughts? What are you watching? What are you listening to? Who are you around? What are your goals? What are your desires? What does your faith point look like? Write them down. Ask yourself whether or not they're empowering you or are they limiting you? Very matter of factly. In fact, write a category. Write an empowering category. Write a limiting category. Take all of the thoughts that you have, put them in the categories. Find out which ones are more. Which one had more underneath the category? I want to know, right? DM me. Post it in the comments for this episode. Which one had more? Were you surprised? Are you willing to cut out anything? Are you willing to be uncomfortable in order to raise to a higher level? Great. Second way that you can start developing a high level mindset today. Surround yourself with high level thinkers. Surround yourself with high level thinkers. Your circle will either elevate you or it will bring you back, keep you back, hold you where you are. Your circle is going to elevate you or hold you back. One or the other. It's black or it's white. In order to stack the cards against the deck or stack the cards, only hang out with high level thinkers and people. Surround yourself with programming from high level thinkers. Read seminars, YouTube, friends, networking, only high level people. If you're not sure what is or what isn't, or who is or who isn't a high level thinker, well, we're going to make that video in another couple of days or so. So you're going to be able to actually click on one of the videos we're creating where you'll be able to actually see my top 10 breakdowns of what constitutes a high level thinker so that you know what a high level thinker is, who it is, what does it look like, what do they sound like. Because I think that's going to be some value for you, especially if you keep making the same decisions over and over again with the circle of people who you're hanging around. Because guess what? For example, if you're a plumber and all of your friends are doctors, guess what? There's a high chance that you might want to eventually look at doing something in the medical field. I'm not going to say that you're going to become a doctor, but all your friends are doctors. Something's going to click and you're going to go with the herd. Chances are 9 times out of 10. It's a powerful thing. Last one. Take intentional action. Last step on how you can elevate and start developing your high level mindset today. Take intentional action. Do it right now. Do it today. Don't put it off. Don't wait. Don't wait on it. Do it right now. Take intentional action. Mindset is so important, but action brings results. I'm Beard Money Dad. DHAD. It's the acronym, people. Dedication, heart, action, devotion. These words I hold dear to myself in order to keep me accountable for my title and my purpose in my life. Yes, I have a beard. Yes, I have a skill set when it comes to money. Yes, I am a dad. More importantly, I'm a high level thinker. More importantly, I want to stay in the elevator mindset at all times so that I have the ability to rise and bring somebody up with me. Right? Tell me, what's one move that you can make today that aligns with your highest self, with the highest version of you? What's one move that you can make today that can start you on the journey of you becoming the best version of you? I want to know what it is. DM me, put it in the comments. Let's get it going, elevators. Here's my call to action. If you got any value from this episode, I want you to do 2 things. Number 1, I want you to write down one mindset shift you need to make in order to start the journey for you to become the highest version of you. Then I want you to tag me at CEO_dad on Instagram. Let's hold each other accountable. Shit, I got a lot of items that I need to institute to keep myself moving in the best and right direction for me. Beard Money Dad. Number 2, if this episode resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. This is so important. There's so many people who are living a low level mindset life and they're stuck in a broken elevator. You have an elevator, but it's out of service. It doesn't lift. It doesn't lift you up. Your elevator doesn't lift other people up. And to be quite frank, the air conditioning is broken in that thing and it's a little sweaty and smelly in it. We need to upgrade that elevator. We need to get the ventilation working in there, get the air flowing through there, get the smell good going in there. Upgrade some of the technology. Get some of those belts and cables serviced and redone. Get the electricity going in there. Have somebody take a look at the control panel to make sure it's going to be able to get to every single one of the levels that we need to get to in order to get to the top. And once we do all this, we need to make sure that the maintenance is good on our elevator because we're going to need it for the rest of our lives. So I want you to share with someone who needs to hear it. This episode is really important to me. It's dear to my heart because mindset literally saved my life. It saved my life. I'm your host, Beard Money Dad. Until next time, can't wait to elevate with you guys. This is High Level the Podcast. I'm your host again, Beard Money Dad. I want to let you guys know next week's episode. Can't believe that next week's episode we're dropping is going to be episode number 3. And let me see. So next week's episode, we're going to be getting into high-level disciplines. So discipline is so important. It's night and day with mindset. Mindset and discipline. If you have both, if you have a high-level mindset or you're wanting to have a high-level mindset and you're mixing that with discipline, this is going to, that's a beautiful thing. There's almost no way that you can't be living a high-level life if you have discipline and a high-level mindset. You put those two together, it's magic, okay? But we're getting into high-level discipline. We're getting into how to create elite habits and stay consistent. See, creating a habit is one thing, but how are we staying consistent? Consistency is key because time is key, right? You don't want to miss this episode, elevators. I promise you, this is going to be some great stuff. Until next time, my people, let's elevate. Let's get it. Peace.